Hey guys, it's Mike with another Gilded Guardians highlight video. Today we're taking a look at Freia? I'm going with Freia. Freia is a Terra Strength Imperial tank. She's one of the better tanks in the game, and she is a Founder Guardian, so the only way to pick her up, as far as I'm aware, is to purchase her. But she is off of my wife's account. I'm borrowing her for the day, so it's pretty exciting. She is Enlightened level 8, Radiance level 3, which a lot of Founder characters are actually at that level. I don't know if it was something that during those Founder characters launch or whatever, they provided that amount of resources. But when you go to purchase a Founder Guardian, they're almost always 8-star Radiance level 3. And then they do work up from there, but that's just where she is as far as that goes. So she can be upgraded utilizing those cracked hearts, so you don't have to feed additional copies of her into herself like you do for some of the other Guardians. So that is a way to increase her enlightenment level, and then I think you would have to utilize those flames in order to increase her radiance level. But honestly, I haven't messed around a lot with Founder Guardians or the cracked hearts to see about getting the radiance level up. But she is a cool champion, and we're going to take a quick peek at her. We currently got her decked out with the best gear I have, which increases. We got her in defense, boots, but only tier 5, and then we have her with attack and then defense there. Nothing actually matches her, so that is a little bit unfortunate, but her power rating is all the way up to 681, and that's because she's in Light level 8, Radiance level 3. We did also put the defense added on the accessory here, just because she is a tank. That's really what she's geared to do, is to tank up damage. If we take a quick peek at her skills here, her ultimate ability is a crowd control ability, Retribution. Freia creates a shockwave with her shields, dealing 300% of attack as physical damage and stunning those hit for 1 second. The stun duration is increased by 0.2 seconds for each 10% of max HP Freia has lost during this combat, to a maximum of 4 seconds. So theoretically, she could be doing a 5-second stun, hitting him for 1 second, and then adding an additional 4 seconds if she's almost out of health. So that's kind of cool. Like, the closer she gets to dying, the longer that stun's going to last. And then our damage that we're doing is 340. It can go up to 360. So this will actually hit pretty hard. I think it is a linear attack, so it's not necessarily an AoE. It's not going to hit everybody, but it hits the people around her. And it might be linear or just proximity where it's close to her. Her second ability is also crowd control. It's Shield Smash. Freia smashes an enemy with her shield, dealing 150% of attack as physical damage and stunning them for 2 seconds. So she's going to stun a single target for 2 seconds, and then that'll boost up all the way to 230. We're at 190% on level 100. Her support ability is Lifesaver. When an ally in the back row sustains lethal damage, Freia teleports to them and absorbs the damage they take for the next 10 seconds, while also reducing her own received damage by 30%. She is immune to control effects while the skill is active and can only be used once per battle. So she's basically giving you a get out of jail free card if one of your back row damage dealers happens to take lethal damage, which I think is a pretty cool ability. And then she's going to also be more durable during that time where she's taking on that damage for them. And then her passive ability, Second Wind. Once per battle, when Freia falls below 40% HP, she gains 4% HP regen for 10 seconds. And then that increases to 5, 6, all the way up to 8%. So I'm assuming that's 5% per second for 10 seconds. On her healing, but we'll find out when we get in there. So that is a super cool passive, helps her durability immensely. It's gonna, if it is 5% per second for 10 seconds, that's gonna be 50% of her health she's gonna recover. That's gonna take a lot of pressure off of your healer, such as Aquarius or Flix. So that is an interesting combination of abilities there. So let's jump into the Great Forge and see what she can do. Alright, so we are moving into that first battle. We got Freia. She is a Terra Guardian, so she is a negative affinity in this room, or in this battle, but I don't think it's going to slow her down. But we're going to watch her kit. We've got it off 2 times, so it's nice and slow. She did take a stun there, another stun there, but she's actually not taking a bunch of damage here, so she seems pretty durable. She's taking a lot of stuns though, which is unfortunate. She's not really dealing out. There's a dead guy there. Not really dealing out a bunch of damage. She just keeps getting stunned, so that's pretty unfortunate. But we just got to her ultimate ability, so she killed him in one hit. If she didn't kill them, I think we would pick up that 1% stun on that ability, or 1%, 1 second stun on that ability. That would be helpful. So we're moving on into that second battle. We're going to go ahead and get it underway. Even with all those stuns, she only took a very small amount of damage. So I'm going to try to pay attention to her passive to see when those ticks of health start kicking up. So she's doing her ultimate. So you can see that shield as it went forward. I think everybody in that path is the ones that are going to get hit by it. So it fell short just of these rangers back here. So she didn't actually do damage to them, unfortunately. But she is just tanking up the damage, doing a great job. And then she also has that part of her kit where if somebody in the back row takes lethal damage, she's basically going to save them from dying, which I think is a huge win. To keep in mind, that's not really being demonstrated in this. Alright, so we're on to that third and final room, and Freia is just plugging away. She see a little bit of healing going on right there, but she's taking a stun again, getting knocked back. She's taking a little more damage in this room. This room tends to do a little bit more as far as that goes, and again, she is negative affinity here, so that's not really helping her. Neither are all these stuns. She hasn't really been able to do anything. She just keeps getting stunned. So hopefully she can get to her ultimate ability here. And she is. You see those ticks of health coming up right there? That's her passive ability working for her. That's keeping her alive. And it was ticking up once per second. So that was going to be a pretty substantial heal over the 10 seconds that runs. And that got her through the battle. And there she goes. Even negative affinity all by herself. So I think that Freia is definitely a great champion, does a great job. She's going to be top tier in any team out there, would be great alongside another tank like Tuskrog, or you could run her as a soul tank as well and do a little more damage dealer from the back. So that could be a great solution for her. So if we jump out into the Token Trove and take a look at Freia, like I said, most of them are Enlightened level 8, Radiance level 3. There's almost 1,000 of her at that level. There's probably pretty close to maybe 1,300 Freias in the game at various levels of Enlightenment and Radiance. And then obviously you have your Warrior here as well. But she's valued at about $107 currently. And again, this changes all the time. She's actually had a pretty flat, a little bit of a decline coming in here, but a pretty flat value. So, and it's starting to kind of tick up a little bit, and I think that's speaking to more and more players playing the game, creating a little more demand for these characters and leveling out the marketplace. But the Warrior version's up at $184. Let's see if we can get down here to an Elite version. So here's an Elite down here at $1,500, and it doesn't look like there are any champion Freias in the game at this point. So I think that's what I got for you on Freia. She is an amazing champion, one of the better tanks in the game. I think she can run as a soul tank or as a double tank system, or alongside a Tuskrog or a Cyrus or somebody like that. And I think her healing ability does take a little pressure off of the need for AoE healing. So you could probably get away with running her with an Aquirus instead of Flix, and then she can bring in that extra defense and the immunity. But obviously a Flix will do great with her as well, just healing the entire team, including her, and keeping her topped off with health. But that's about what I got for you on Freia. She is a founder character, so the only way to really pick her up is to buy her. But I have been getting some requests for folks that were interested in some of the other characters in the game and which ones they would want to partake in. So hopefully you found this interesting. I appreciate you tuning in today, and I look forward to seeing you next time.